everyone. We're over here in the finishing line by Station 3, and this is the home for our UV light. And it's actually pretty good. It's nice and snug in there, but when we were grabbing it, we were kind of shaking the whole frame and things would fall. So we looked into it, and what we found was that actually some of our hardware down here where it attaches was actually loose. So we got everything tightened up, and that's living in there much better. Chris kind of widened that out a little bit to give it a little more play. And we're gonna move on to the drill and the pliers. They could have maybe a little more stable home up there, but it's looking good. Thanks.
Good morning, back here, Bay 18 Spray over by the Rock, Shane and Gus. So we got the new tubes in, went through and put covers on the back sides of them, went upstairs, grabbed the stapler, and got the back side of all the tubes covered and stapled closed there. Then what we did was we picked the least amount of granite that we had and filled up the, we did one box of 445, that'd be that row. And then we did the 355 because you have one box of that. We still have a box for 45. So we don't want to fill up because we have this is the 805. And this is where we have to figure out if we want to just have a bunch of inventory of filled tubes of one color or have the boxes sitting here for when we start to use a lot of that color. We can fill it as we go, but always keep our inventory full. We will be filling up our 840 because that's not quite full. And I think we have that color coming up. Now, we are sorting out so I learned today that we had a bad tube that was leaking or whatnot. It's already full of tape. I told them we'll get rid of that one. No reason to keep that one. Down here, this is where we're gonna do some labeling. We have our overstock. We're gonna label these first, 4 to 5 slots. We gotta figure that out yet of overstock. So me and Gus communicated of how that works. So for instance, 355, it's full. We got a partial here yet. Once that is empty, first thing we do is we check the overstock to fill, because we're always gonna have a little bit of overstock because it just never works out perfectly to have the right amount of tubes per box. But we don't know if we need back to the 805, we don't need a bunch of overstock. And then on this side, we're gonna have our empties, but then we have to figure out, do we need the Kanban level there? Because we've gone a long ways with the same tubes, but I think we should have somewhat of a level of safety stock, 1 or 2 rows. So that'll be labeled empties, and then over here and here we'll have a Kanban. I'm not saying it's both of these. I think it should only be one. Once we start tearing in the last 4, whether we had to sort some out, whatnot, then we can order some after we only have 4 new ones and it looks like that we absolutely need them and have to absolutely use one of these 4, then we can turn in a Kanban card. I think that'll work best. But that's as far as we made today. We got the tubes put together, they're going in their home, some of the granite's filled, and we will continue on with the labeling tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We're back over here behind the flat grinder, and we moved the location of the sander because it was interfering when we had a panel, and it seems to be working good. The only thing is, now that it's living there, it's got a little bit of play behind it. So I made this little bar, and I'm gonna put it down behind it, and it should give it some stability. Thanks. Okay, I've got that bar in. I got it secured in there with a bolt and a few screws. It's much more stable. I think we're looking good.
Buenos días, compañeros. Ahora se hizo una pequeña mejora para la luz UV, porque no teníamos puesto fijo, se ponía ahí y luego se movía, se caía, y pues ahora le hicimos un hogar temporal acá.
Okay, good morning everyone. For today's morning improvement, we made a temporary home for the UV light in the station where the faucet hose get popped because the UV light kept on missing and falling. And we know that today at 2 o'clock, these 2 legs will be put over here, so all this is going to move. So again, this is a temporary fix for the UV light. After 2 o'clock, we have to find a new home for it. Thank you very much.
Yo, hey Beth, could you hook me up with a label? This is 22.5 by 146A. like all the other molds have labels, and this one is missing its label, which is hard to train when we don't have the labels.
Got the Kanban laminated for the vinyl tape, and also got the Kanban laminated for 330 on the rock.